So, as you may have heard, the standard baseline template contract from Nijisanji has been leaked by the VTuber lawyer Legal Mindset. And now the document is out there. It's the unsigned version, meaning that the actual terms for the members may actually be different and may vary. But this one is now public information. Nobody knows who leaked it, and those that knows about it behind the scenes are keeping their sources closed. In any case, I made an entire stream summarizing everything. I'm sure Legal Mindset will also have his own clip summarizing the whole thing with his more pronounced perspective, since, he's an actual lawyer, but in this video, I will be giving you just a very brief rundown on the things that has happened and what was written in the contract and what they mean. Screenshots of compilations of it are everywhere, in Twitter, the r/Nijisanji subreddit, and even in the descriptions of my last reaction stream. Seek and you shall find it, basically. Article 4 is where the first interesting meat of the contract is placed. We've all known that 50% is what Nijisanji takes from their streaming revenue, and they confirm it right here. However, everything else like merch cuts, sponsors, lives, concerts, commercials is going to be negotiated with the actual talents themselves. And they are willing to supply you with 200,000 yen or around $1,300 worth of equipment and hardware for your VTubing activities. Laptops, PCs, and the like. However, they only give it to people and when they deem it necessary. Meaning if you have already a relatively okay PC, then you're not getting that extra 1,300. They don't mention the 2% in here, but that's all but confirmed. Article 5 states that Niji pays for the talent's business costs when they go to Japan, which is great. Article 6 states that you're not allowed to work with other VTuber activities in projects unless they give you their consent. This could potentially mean in stuff like performing in 3D lives and the like with other VTuber agencies, which is pretty standard, yeah, we don't want that in any company. And besides, it's not like they're fully banning it. Article 7 is the most fucking weird one. This could just be a translation issue, but certain information is so vague. They basically make it so that the VTubers must give the company quote-unquote certain information whenever they ask for it, presumably private information. I don't know what this means in context. What if it's confidential? What if it's personal? Maybe that was the intention? Like, it's weird. At best, again, this is a translation issue that means it's personal information, but at worst, this is intentionally vague so that they can put anything under this term and they can pressure the talents into revealing anything and everything that they want. And I'm just not comfortable with that. Article 8 states that they must be all present for all conferences. Article 8 states that they must be present for conferences and meetings to further their operations. Article 9 is just where they state that the VTubers must undergo training, and that's understandable, honestly. VTubers need to be coached on what to do and what not to do. Tips and tricks, all that sort of stuff. And if they aren't able to do this with a justifiable reason, they are terminated, and you must return the objects after your term has ended or the borrowing time has passed. Sometimes they let you even keep it. Article 10 is where they let people lend materials. But this is a given. Basically, if they let you use their stuff and you need to take care of it, you can't modify it or use it for non-work purposes. If it's broken or damaged or lost, you bear the responsibility. Article 11 is where it's starting to get really bad. It's basically confirming that management can and will skinwalk on your account if they want to. They have complete and total control over your social media, and in paragraph 8, it's worded in a way where if it gets hacked or something happens to your account either because of you or the management, Nijisanji is not liable for some reason. Article 12 states that, again, everything is theirs. Anything you make, your VTuber model, your songs, your assets, the lore videos and originals and song covers that you paid for, it's theirs. Article 13 is bad. Nijisanji will have everything go through them rather than directly to the talent. This doesn't just apply to money, it applies to everything. Your play button, trophies, cash prizes, tournament awards, everything goes through them. And you might not see a lick of it depending on your individual contract. This is where we see that Nijisanji members don't actually receive their play buttons. It's because of this clause in the contract. Again, as long as you got anything or create anything as that Niji character, they will own everything. In Hololive, this is somewhat the case as well, but Hololive actually gives their play buttons and trophies and shit to the actual person rather than keeping it for themselves. Article 14 is standard. If the stuff they gave you has defects, then you need to replace it and be responsible. Article 15, this is their prohibited actions, stuff that you can't do, and it's all the standard stuff. What is notable here specifically, though, is the discrimination and hate speech segment, and the trouble and discomfort to third parties segment. which was what happened to Kyo Kaneko with his Korean comment and Uki Violetta with his white straight people bad comment, and Gundo Mirai baseball question respectively. It's also stated here that the VTubers under Niji can't go to a different agency for a whole 6 months, at least not without Niji's consent, which I imagine they don't give out freely. So no, Yago, the Gunrun, Sakana, and Avia can't save your Oshis unless Nijisanji says so. They're also not allowed to explicitly say that they're that VTuber even after they leave Nijisanji. Suffice to say, all no-Niji graduates have done a good job avoiding this one. Wink, 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 wink. Article 16 is the terms of suspensions. It's all the standard stuff basically. They'll suspend you without notice, terminate you without notice, with some interesting notes being paragraph 2, which recalls this vague-ass information thing saying that if anything they ask for is false, then there will be more consequences. Consequences that we'll get into later. Article 17 is interesting, the punishment for broken terms. They take away 50% of what you earn for the relevant month when you do an oopsie. Normally, you take a third of what your channel under Niji earns, and they're going to take another 50% of that. Heck, and if you happen to have broken terms that are part of Article 15, paragraph 4, which includes a lot of stuff, they can outright just take everything away. There's a chance that they will not pay you for anything on an entire month if you make an oopsie. Basically, most of the penalties here are monetary. You can pause and read all you like, they're here. Article 18 is where they have to disclose that they cannot guarantee you anything. Not a certain amount of profit, not even like actual support. If you do decide to reach out to outside parties to help you with your VTuber activities, let's say sponsors, animators, artists, whatever, they're going to leave everything to you. If there are disputes, you're responsible for it, not management. You're left to fend for yourself here. They don't even help you vet for the people that you want to work with. If you end up working with, let's say, a bad person, then you're the one at fault. Nijisanji is totally free. They're throwing you to the wolves, which puts into question and confirms a lot of the things that Salen said during her departure. And Nijisanji will not be liable or may even help you if, say, your PC boomed or something happens to you and your equipment, your PC wiped, your electronics fried, equipment malfunctioned, a fucking storm swept through your house and ruined your stuff. Nope, Niji will not help you. They have no obligation to help you. And even if Niji is being intentionally or grossly negligent, they'll only pay for the damages in the last 6 months rather than the entire term. So if there was something that they fucked up on that they did 2 years ago and you're now only pursuing some semblance of action for those, nope, they can't pay for that. Article 18 is actually wild. This entire article is basically just them saying that they will not provide you with even the bare minimum, but will profit off of you for the biggest that they can, the most juice for the squeeze here. It's actually pretty bad. Article 19 says that in any case where the VTuber caused direct, indirect damages or made them lose opportunities and stuff, then the talent is held liable and that they must compensate the company. They also say that if you have a dispute with other VTubers inside the company or other third parties like sponsors, artists, musicians, or anyone that you've worked with, they will not help you. You will handle all of that by yourself and you only report the progress to them. If you get into legal trouble, they will not mediate. If you get copyright struck, they might not even help you. And if Niji was forced to pay for anything a third party is demanding, then the talent will reimburse the agency for it. Again, absolutely fucking wild. If bullying happens, they won't do jack shit. If disputes or fights happen, they won't do jack shit. They are not obliged to help you with anything or any problems that might crop up. It's actually fucked up. Again, minimal support for maximized profit. It's wild. Some VTubers under Niji might do it out of the kindness of their hearts, but there will be others that won't because they are not legally obligated to in this contract here. Article 20 is basically the termination clause. It's the terms or the acts that can warrant a termination. It's all bog standard stuff, and they will still make you do your obligations even if you got terminated. So if you had a song cover or a sponsor or a voice pack like what happened to Selen, for example, then you're forced to do it. Article 23 states that the livers, if they object with the terms, have to respond within 14 days or otherwise it will be deemed as an acceptance. If they do anything under Niji within this period, it's an automatic yes. Silence means consent to Niji, it seems. Article 27 is just proof that they're lazy. If any of the stuff they wrote is unenforceable, then they will make it close to the law as possible to make it enforceable. They know that a lot of the stuff that they made here will not carry over. So they made this something like a band-aid to fix the problems in case it arises in the future. Article 28 is just them saying that you're part of the Nijisanji family forever. Some terms of the contract, like 17 of them, will remain even after you leave Nijisanji or you're terminated. And it'll stick forevermore for as long as Niji is alive. Wild stuff, huh? So this is basically the summary. The Nijisanji contract demands that the livers must perform or attend PR and meetings and conferences for them when they are called. Nijisanji also gets to decide where the livers do their job for some reason. 2. Nijisanji only gives them 1,300 or 200,000 yen in tech and PC support and really only gives it when they deem it necessary. It's up to their discretion, it's not guaranteed, and in the occasion that you get terminated, you return the stuff back. Number 3. Too much of the contract terms is vague and a lot of them are unenforceable, such as the part where the livers must disclose quote-unquote certain information, which could be a mistranslation of personal information or again, at worst, intentionally vague to pressure the talents into telling them anything. 4. Any vague, tangible objects and prizes and etc. that the talents get while under Nijisanji will be directed to Nijisanji itself and not the livers. This applies to trophy, play buttons, and perhaps even cash prizes from tournaments. 5. You can't work for another agency as a VTuber for the next 6 months. Number 6. Niji won't help you if there is bullying or harassment in the agency. Heck, it's not even in the contract that they'll help you sort out internal issues. They won't help you if there are legal, copyright, artist, or collaborative disputes. You are to fend for yourself. Number 7. They can just straight up take all your money if you make an oopsie that falls under one of their clauses. 8. 17 terms of the contract, 17 paragraphs, will follow you throughout your lifetime. You are bound to the Nijisanji family forever unless they dissolve as a company. Number 9. Niji does not guarantee you anything, not the money, nor the fame, nor assistance. Number 10. You are given 14 days to reject the contract if you don't like it. If you so much as tweet, stream, or email using the work email or any activity under the company, then you or go past the 14-day deadline, they take it as an acceptance and reel you in. Number 11. The contract is designed to make it so that they give you minimal support for maximum control and maximum profit. Actually exploits the talent for all they are worth. That is generally the contractual terms that are put in this contract over here. Again, you might be more well-read than me when it comes to contracts and stuff, so there will be a lot of resources out there summarizing the entire thing. In fact, I'll just put it in the description so you guys can find it easily. In any case, yeah, this confirmed a lot of rats that a lot of people have been having in Nijisanji, as well as confirmed a lot of the bad shit that happens in that company. You're basically a goddamn slave. But anyway, yeah, that's really about it. Subscribe, please. See ya.